So just recently here at Walt Disney World at the D23 Destination D23 Expo, some announcements were made about coming attractions, coming restaurants, and special things in the parks, right? Experiences, right, Kristen, for the Walt Disney World parks as well as Disney parks around the world. So one of the many announcements that they made, it was Imagineer Chris Beatty along with Disney Parks Chairman Josh D'Amaro. They said that they're going to be bringing a new Pirates Tavern experience to Adventureland at the Magic Kingdom. Now, the whole announcement just took like 30 or 45 seconds for them, and all they had was just one piece of concept art that showed kind of like some pirates that were drinking and kind of lounging around, and lots of bottles, and some of them were laying on the floor, and like general debauchery of a pirate's what they called was a watering hole. And they only really had just like 30 or 40 seconds to talk about this, and they said they're going to be bringing a pirates themed tavern or watering hole to the Magic Kingdom. And that kind of resonated with me for a second, and I went, wait a second, they're bringing a bar to the Magic Kingdom? They're bringing a bar to the Magic Kingdom? And I really thought about that long and hard, and it was after the expo, and I went home and I thought about it. I said, why are they bringing a bar to the Magic Kingdom? I feel like that's kind of an issue. And they did not say specifically, Kristen, that it is going to serve alcohol, and we should probably say that. There were no definitive kind of remarks made by anybody at Walt Disney that this new watering hole, they said watering hole, would include alcoholic beverages of any kind. And of course, there's another tavern in the Magic Kingdom called Gaston's that does not serve alcohol at all, but there in recent years have been a trend of alcohol sales that is going up in the Magic Kingdom and over at Disneyland. Now, way back in the day, Walt's final word on it was no alcohol in the parks. Walt didn't said it was rowdy. It was something they didn't want no wine, no beer, no alcohol in the parks. That was Walt's definitive answer on it. And as we move forward and as Epcot opened, Epcot got a culture of alcohol. And as some of the other parks opened up, they added alcohol. And now, of course, you look back at 2016 when alcohol was added to table service restaurants at the Magic Kingdom. Kristen, this is a trend that I don't like. I'm going to be really honest. It's kind of scary to me to see them now building an actual physical bar in the Magic Kingdom. What do you think?
Well, we're making this video because Adam has just been talking about this topic all week long. Of all of the announcement, this is something that really kind of hits him in a point that he's really pondered throughout the week, and we haven't seen a lot of people talking about this in depth, but he has some valid points. So I'm a little bit different in my stance to say that they never said that they were going to do a full-blown bar and it was just going to be a type of
but I feel like that's where they're going. You look at Skipper Canteen,
let's talk about some facts.
Talk about some facts, Kristen.
So first and foremost, it is going to be in the space which is known today as Tortuga Tavern. It has been that name for a very long time and has not had alcohol associated with it. As Adam mentioned, there's also another location in the Magic Kingdom that has the word tavern in it. It is Gaston's Tavern.
True.
And it is known in the Beauty and the Beast movie to be a bar, with beverages. Although it is a kids movie, you see a bar atmosphere. Nonetheless, Gaston's Tavern does not serve alcohol. But where this does bring into play a few things is they are calling it a tavern and they referenced it as a watering hole. And everybody knows Pirates of the Caribbean and pirates.
There's a drinking culture.
We want the rum.
Well, let's look at the concept art here, Kristen.
Sure, yeah, let's talk about the concept art.
So this is the concept art that Walt Disney Imagineering gave us with Chris Beatty here, and it was not much, just one still frame of artwork here where you can see general debauchery in a pirate's lounge. I will tell you, Kristen, it looks cool. And also, I love the fact that you see there they're bringing back Peg Leg, the pirate, which is the talking bird. Yeah, the talking bird that used to be outside of the attraction. They're going to bring that back in the attraction. This is a great idea. It's an amazing idea for Disney Springs.
I actually agree with that. I think that they could do really great things with a pretty full-scale bar lounge in Disney Springs, and it would fit in really well because they already have some themed spots over there, and I think it would have a huge draw.
Can I amend my comment about Disney Springs? If they're going to add alcohol, Disney Springs. If it's going to be just like Gaston's, bring it on. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see a dark kind of themed like place where you can go in and get fun themed drinks for kids and a really nice kind of air-conditioned atmosphere that's kind of like a pirate.
That could
and some food options.
With it.
Perfect.
So
love it.
Tortuga Tavern has been kind of a hole.
Open when it's busy, but now even not then. Yeah.
Statement about it.
They did have some good options. They had like a
it deserves to have something great in that space.
They had some good food options that people liked, like the peanut butter and banana sandwich and some other things that people really liked.
Over
right
time,
up my alley.
they've switched it up.
Yeah, but now it's really not open much, and I am really happy to see something happening with that space. Kristen, I have an inkling that it's going to be a bar and that they are going to serve alcohol. Here's where that gets a little, here's why, guys. Here's why that's a tipping point for me. So the Magic Kingdom, we know, is Walt Disney's kind of, it's the pinnacle of Walt Disney World. It's the top park. It's the most attended Walt Disney World theme park and theme park in the year. It's wholesome. It's for families. It's for kids. And I don't know about you, but I have seen a lot of social media in the last couple of months and years of fights breaking out in the Magic Kingdom, full-on brawls happening in the Magic Kingdom, high tension. I feel like
the heat and the crowds create.
I feel like you add alcohol on top of that, and it creates a lot more problems. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, they're already serving alcohol in the parks, and that is true.
Well, let's talk about how that progressed.
Yes.
To kind of help you with your points.
Right.
So when Be Our Guest opened, that was around 2012, and they did have beer and wine available. Again, they tried to make Be Our Guest kind of an upscale type of restaurant in the Magic Kingdom, and they allowed it, but dining only.
You had to be seated at a table.
Dinner.
Yeah, you had to be sitting at a table.
Dinner.
Yes.
So that had been by itself. Then things kind of slowly progress, and we get towards 2016-ish, and they have dessert parties where they were serving beer, wine, champagne. I think you can get now at the dessert parties.
Okay.
And so you know that they come in there. And then just recently, very, very recently, within the last year or two, they have added beer, wine is served at those sit-down restaurants in the Magic Kingdom. But now the key point to what you're trying to talk about is they have added specialty cocktails.
You can get a margarita.
Hard liquor.
Yeah, hard liquor at the Magic Kingdom.
Sit down. Now, Adam, there is a limit of 2.
Good.
You don't get to just binge and have a table full of this, or you can't take them to go still. So you can get those specialty cocktails at Magic Kingdom. But this is where, Adam, you talk about the timeline. And this is where Adam is growing concerned.
Well,
I have a different opinion.
There's an easing. There's an easing here. So it started a couple of years ago with, okay, well, when you're sitting at dinner, you can have a beer and a wine because that's, it's typical.
Sure.
And, even back in the 60s, guys, we started doing research on this and it was interesting. Even back in the 60s, they did allow alcohol at Club 33 at Disneyland, which is different. It's a very exclusive club, but they did allow alcohol there. Now, they started off adding it in very slowly, hey, let's test the waters with this, and then let's add more, and now let's add dessert parties with alcohol, and let's add sit-down restaurants with mixed drinks. Here's where it kind of, for me, goes off the rails, where now there's going to be a bar that you can belly up to.
Potentially.
potentially, this is not in stone yet, but this is what I think is going to happen. And it's going to be very much like Olga's. It's going to be like Olga's Cantina, which does exist in Disneyland right now. You can get a drink at a bar at Disneyland Park in Anaheim. So my guess is that this is going to be the Olga's version where you can get themed alcohol drinks at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
I have never had an alcoholic beverage at the Magic Kingdom ever, and I'm not going to start. And I just hope that they choose their direction wisely for this, because I think it has some really, really wide stretching implications. And I think, you know what it leads to, Kristen? In my mind, I'm making connections here. It leads to beer carts on Main Street. And I
knew that's what he was going to say.
And that is absolutely outright. I'm sorry. Guys, we stay really neutral here on our channel, and we stay family friendly, neutral. I'm going to stand up for this and say I don't want to see beer carts on Main Street. And I feel like that's where things are kind of headed. There's a park for that. It's called Epcot. And Epcot is also over its bounds on alcohol consumption at this point, in my mind. But you know what? People are on vacation. They deserve to have a drink if they want. I get it. That's why I like that they can sit down at dinner and have a drink. A bar at Magic Kingdom is too much for me. I don't agree with it. If it's just a Pirates-themed lounge with some fun non-alcoholic options for everyone, and food and some really good theming, that is what I'm hoping. So if anybody from WDI, from Walt Disney World Imagineering, if you're watching this, guys, Chris or Josh or anybody else, please keep it family friendly, keep it a fun atmosphere with some just kind of like Gaston's.
Right.
That's my 2 cents.
So where Adam gets his opinion from, and to be perfectly clear and frank, do we drink alcohol? Yes, Adam and I do partake in beverages on occasion.
Yeah, we're not going to say we don't.
When we are having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I will say we have never had drinks in the Magic Kingdom. And then if we are out, we're usually trying some of the things at Epcot. But most people do.
Or at Olga's, whatever they come to the new stuff
too,
at
but
Olga's.
I would say if we are having a special night, and that's usually when it comes in, because honestly, guys, it's expensive.
And that is what that was my next comment, Kristen, is they make it very cost prohibitive, because yes, booze in Walt Disney World is very expensive. $14 for a beer is a lot.
Well, we digress.
And that leads me to my next point, which is I think there is a lot of pressure from the bean counters at Disney and at Walt Disney World that they are losing a lot of income by not selling alcohol in Magic Kingdom. Right. I am guessing that they are putting it up on their meetings, at their financial meetings, and they're saying, this is our numbers that we are losing from not having alcohol sales in the Magic Kingdom. And I think their executives are wide-eyed going, all I have to do is sell drinks in the Magic Kingdom, and our bottom line goes up. And I really hope that they go back and look at what Walt Disney said himself, which is no alcohol in the Magic Kingdom.
Right.
And that's where I'm going to stand on that.
Alcohol drinks do have a very high profit margin, typically, and that really does help a lot of businesses who do sell them. And so from my restaurant management and background and just kind of hospitality, that is a profit margin for a lot of restaurant establishments. So with that being said, to Adam's point, we are seeing, because we are at the parks quite frequently, we do see that Epcot, it tends to be a place where there's a lot of overindulgence. And I think that is really another point that Adam is concerned about, is we see a lot of overindulgence. There's times where we see things in the parking lots as people are stumbling out.
Well, at Epcot, you've got your Drunk 1 and Drunk 2 t-shirts and your large groups of people who are going there just specifically to drink. And I feel like at Magic Kingdom, that's not necessary. And more than that, the last thing you want to see is you don't want to subject children to more of that kind of atmosphere, along with the possible fights and skirmishes that have been happening. And I could see that at a very elevated level if you threw alcohol into the picture at the Magic Kingdom, which is already a tinderbox,
Yeah, it would just be great to keep that dream alive at one particular park. So if that's something that you want to do on your vacation, and there are many people who do, like we said, Adam and I do partake in drinks if we go to Epcot on a special night. But you know, there's some people that take it to the extreme, and we would like to keep Magic Kingdom at a place where you feel like it is a little bit more controlled.
I would love to see a Pirates Lounge, Kristen. I would love to see it in a family-friendly way.
I think that would be epic.
Yeah,
or like you said, I think Disney Springs.
Or Disney Springs.
My goodness.
Yeah, and your profit margins would go up there exponentially. Phenomenal. It would be fun. It would be fun
to do a great lounge, and they're even doing some great things on their new Disney Treasure with lounges
great on a cruise ship.
21 and up.
Sure.
That's where you can go and have just great, like
well, think of the
Trader Sam's.
Trader Sam's.
Let's talk about Trader Sam's.
Great spot.
It is a great place for fun if you are an adult looking to partake in a good time. I love it.
Yeah, and Trader Sam's is at Disneyland at the
Disneyland Hotel.
Disneyland Hotel, and then it's at the Polynesian, and it's a fun themed bar. It is a bar with fun themed drinks and a really good atmosphere.
And it's tasteful.
Yeah, and you know what I would compare this Pirates Lounge to is kind of like Jock Lindsay's over at Disney Springs, which is a Indiana Jones themed bar. I would love to see that over there, or if they keep it family friendly and they make it fun and they have fun kids drinks, kind of like Gaston's has the LaFru's brew. Like I would really like to see that. So here's my call to action to all of you. This is a very, very hot topic. And so what I'd love to do is hear from all of you at home, all our park pass holders. Yeah, so please in the comments, let us know if Disney is planning to build a Pirates themed tavern with alcohol to Magic Kingdom. What do you think? Is that a good idea? Is it a bad idea?
Or do you think that it's not even going to be alcohol?
Yes.
You know, we would love to know your thoughts. Adam has been talking about this all week, so now's your chance. Put it down below, and we'll see what the masses have to say.
That's right, Kristen. All right, everybody, thank you for listening to me rant here today. This was like I said, this was a topic that was near and dear to me, so I'm glad that we had this soapbox to try and talk about it, and really more than anything, we want to hear from you. So moving forward, I hope we see a Pirates themed something at the Magic Kingdom, but I guess we will just have to,
rather than later.
We will just have to see what happens with that in the future.